Welcome back to Killer is Dead, and now we're about to do episode 4, The Man Who Stole the Moon.
Yes, what better way to start?
Wait, stealing the moon? That's nothing on blowing a hole in it.
Why,
Trust me,
yes,
Dreams,
what better
you're
way
about
to...
to see this game going even more crazy. But first, another thing, animated pre-cutscene that explains what happened to our client.
They left my flesh, all that remains of me in this world. We were once the rulers and magistrates of ages past. To cleanse
Britain? France? You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, honey.
It's a bit more far than that, Jova.
Is it in the States?
Not really.
What?
Oh!
Where is
hello,
space?
Saturn!
We're living on the dark side of the moon.
Wait,
But,
that's a bit. Killer is dead.
Yeah, something happened.
It's space.
We live on the dark side of the moon.
Cue Pink Floyd music.
Are you able to survive? I don't see any.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah,
you're about to see
probably artificial
most of the
oxygen.
bad. The game doesn't really ask, but it's implied there's space tourism. So she's our client. She wants us to kill
Please execute
this guy.
man. He called himself David.
All right.
David and Goliath.
If you remember correctly, we heard already that name. Alice told us before she was transforming into that monster thing. So something's going on with this guy.
I see. Of course, it's the dog.
If he's on the dark side, I'm afraid he's not within the country's.
Yeah, who cares? Just
Wait,
give us the money.
That black guy there.
So much
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Barrett took his cyborg conversion to a new level.
Exchanged in cash.
He thinks he's a Terminator now.
Cyborg from Teen Titans?
Yeah, it kinda is. Well, they don't really explain how he got the cyborg implants, but there will be a chapter dedicated to a bit of his past.
I'll execute him post haste. His job will be done for a one.
Oh yeah, and Mondo now is Mondo is going for first base.
That ought to be worth more.
But that's forbidden love.
If you can,
Is it now?
if you really can execute this man, then you may have it.
Sure, why not?
So,
Like,
pretty much it's the equivalent of what Mario has to go through for a kiss.
oh, this reminds me more of the Matrix. Remember the whole thing with Monica Bellucci thing?
Ah, that one.
Thank you very much.
You can pay me. When the
You
job's
see,
done.
Mondo is a nobleman, is a gentleman.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since we've done this game, but now I'm remembering some stuff a little
Alright,
bit by bit. Mostly the annoying,
look at
basically
this.
our annoying as shit psychic.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she'll not be that prevalent up until a certain point of the game. Yes, that's Mondo jumping on the moon to reach his destination. You'll see how they geared him up.
Excuse me, sir, but there appears to be a man bouncing on the moon.
Look at that!
What the? A small step
Being part
for.
cyborg rules.
Shut up, this is Suda 51, don't question.
Yeah.
It's art.
This feeling of deja vu.
It's not nuts. It's hard.
Oh Christ.
You know, that's the excuse David Cage uses.
We don't have to play this. We don't actually have to play this bit, do we?
Huh?
Bouncing
Liz,
very
why
slowly.
don't you
No,
wanna
don't
play
worry,
up
we
the
start
moon?
already on the entrance of Villa.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Really? You don't like playing on the moon?
It looks so slow.
No, don't worry, there's no...
It's the same
gravity
logic,
counteraction.
Java. It's the same logic as water levels. They're slow, so they suck.
Well, it depends on how you do a moon level, but yeah, I see your point. I mean, I played quite a...
Secret bonuses to collect secret items and...
Yeah, one thing, the loading screens tends to drag a bit, but they're usually not that long.
There's no
Yeah.
oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the fuck you're still alive? We're on the
Interesting.
side.
Yeah. Basically, Dupes, to give you a bit of insight, I played quite a few games where they actually do some catchy stuff with moon physics that are actually cool and not just slow. But
Alright.
I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Here's how his level works. Aside from the usual hack and slash shit of killing mooks and stuff, and yes, that's Liam O'Brien. You have to travel to specific rooms, and basically it functions like Mario 64. Sometimes you have to jump into a painting to progress.
It's as boring as I expected.
Oh come on, you already started. No.
Christ, you started already, you bored.
Sadly, you can't smash everything aside from these spots. However, if you smash all of them in this particular room before going for the boss, Scarlet will show up and give you a special challenge.
So you're gonna say give you an achievement?
Well, no, achievements are more straightforward in this case, like finish this kind of level, collect these upgrades, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, this level is
So,
weird because, well, aside from the whole thing, it's on the moon thing. This is the first time this more mystical kind of powers are introduced. Before that, it was just monsters, the weird thing, and you can tell, oh, it's alteration by poison or something. But now there's some kind of magic connected to dark matter, which we'll explain a bit later. So that's weird. Also, these mooks have a shield. You just need to, bash them using the triangle button. It's not that hard. Also, another good thing is that, well, it was kind of explained in the alleys in the first level, but when you use your muscle back as a projectile, you can see that there are the things you can shoot that are targetable, so it makes it more easy for you to break objects you may not even reach.
I've forgotten, when you fire a gun, do you have to do it in over-the-shoulder perspective, or can you just fire?
Yeah, you go into over-the-shoulder mode,
Yeah.
but it's not that you can still move around, so you're not stuck in your position.
Yeah, no, but again, it does seem a bit clunky. I mean, at least in I mean, I've played DMC, and one thing I like in that game is that when you shoot.
Well, this is because shooting is not important here. It's not even part of the core hack and slash gameplay. It's more done for puzzles and stuff like that.
Odd enough, neither is DMC actually. I mean, the guns.
Well, the guns are actually more in Devil May Cry series. The guns has always been more for the combat itself. Sure, they're not necessary especially because they give crappy damage. However, they're very useful to keep your momentum and combo stuff.
Yeah, that's how I do stuff. Or sometimes I just shoot the enemy to death.
Alright, another cool thing about the muscle back is that it can replicate every single hand existence, so it's useful to open these fingerprint lock things. And in this case, it opens up a secret area that gives us a bit more reward.
Oh.
Basically, the game encourages to explore a bit, but it's a bit dickish in a sense that sometimes it throws you to what's the name? To two roads and one of them.
I'm surprised this guy didn't go on a rant.
Oh, there she is.
I'm surprised this guy didn't try and say, hey, I didn't know about these fingerprint door lock things.
Color me impressed.
eh?
It reminds me of that bit in Ace Attorney, the part we did where
Oh, I get that, by Miko. What exactly are you talking about in here that's related
Well, that's
to that?
one of the biggest mysteries about the game is how Mondo got his muscle back, the bionic arm.
Oh.
I don't think it has been never explained. It just there's a reason behind it, but Suda51 was extremely secretive about this.
Maybe
So,
they're planning a sequel.
That's what I thought too, but I don't know. This game kind of tanked at the release, so I'm not sure if he wants to continue. I mean, even for Deep Silver.
wait. Guy who likes to do creative and sometimes crazy stuff, and he likes
Plus,
to keep
remember-
secrets.
Plus,
Oh my
remember,
god, guys.
Suda51 has never been a guy that wanted to do sequels. I mean, at first he didn't even want to make No More Heroes 2, but he did it just because the fans demanded it that much.
Guys, I just realised.
What?
Suda51 is the video game equivalent to J.J. Abrams. Sort of.
Wait, I thought you said Akito Hino was a video game equivalent to J.J. Abrams.
They both are in their own ways.
Alright, next room.
Okay. Sorry, Diz, but Abrams is already taken. You have to find another equivalent.
Can't think of any. Remember, he's crazy.
I know.
He likes to keep secrets.
I'm sure there are good directors you can pick up.
Well, he is sort of similar to John Woo, in the sense that, of course, he thinks of crazy ideas, of course.
John Woo. Okay.
Yeah, another thing I think I mentioned, but if you see on the right corner, aside from the combo counter, you see a level 1 that can go up. Basically, it's the level of the power of your katana. Basically, the more you are good at combos, keep a momentum and stuff like that, the more it goes up and the more powerful you become, and you can even do finisher kind of moves. It's really cool. Alright.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance took a few notes on this game.
No. First and foremost, this game, as I kind of mentioned off screen, is locked on 30 frames per second. So that's already not good. Metal Gear Rising, if I recall correctly, is consistently 60 frames.
It depends which version. The console versions are in 60 frames in-game, but during the cutscenes it's in 30. The Steam version, from what I've heard, is always in 60.
Yeah. Also, I wasn't necessarily talking about the frame rate, but I was talking about some
gameplay. Of the... Well, Jova, to be perfectly honest, this is your typical hack and slash game 101. I mean, aside from Devil May Cry, I don't even think what you can pinpoint as a reference progenitor.
Oh yeah, that was funny on Metal Gear Rising referenced in Devil May Cry the reboot.
What was this about the reboot again?
Okay, you want to tell him to you?
You tell, Jova.
Okay, well... Okay, Dwibs, you know how the Devil May Cry reboot was kind of, panned by fans for, not having that likable protagonist and giving the whole F you thing?
Yeah, I've heard all that.
Well, let's just say a caricature of him showed up in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. And, well...
They both came out the same year, didn't they?
I think so. However, they were they had different development cycles, so I'm sure it's just a coincidence or a last-minute Easter egg.
Anywho, long story short, let's just say Metal Gear Rising had its own little thing to say about DMC the reboot. And, it didn't end well for Dante and Metal Gear Rising, shall we say.
Of course.
Jesus, guys, you're making me feel so alone.
Well,
I'm sorry,
don't worry,
there
are actual people who are defending the reboot, so don't feel alone.
Yeah, you're not
like
alone, dude.
Jim Sterling for some reason.
Well, maybe it's because you looked at it as a game in its own.
No. I remember one of his videos talking. He said that basically, it says that there are no real problems because the series, even before the reboot, has kept consistently stupid but funny to play. I agree with that, but what I don't agree is that the fact that the reboot contains very offensive themes, unlike the normal series. The worst the normal series went was, I think, in 3, but even then, aside from familiar conflicts or something like that, there's not that much.
Basically, even on its own as a game, the reboot has issues like a protagonist that is incredibly hard to like, and of course, whether or not you were a fan of Virgil before, him shooting a pregnant woman right through, the fetus. Really?
Did you guys see anything about that DLC?
His DLC. Yeah, his corruption thing. Yeah.
Oh, the corruption thing. I forgot.
Virgil's downfall.
Basically, it picks up after the ending and tells that basically he's becoming more and more corrupt and becoming more similar to the Virgil we used to know.
Which is funny because the main game got good reviews from critics, but the fans didn't like it. And it was the opposite for the DLC. The critics didn't like it that much, but the fans liked it more.
Well, Dwebs, is there something that has been proven in these recent years that gaming journalism had a lot of problems up until 2014? So
Look no farther than Sonic 4
and there you
Episode
go.
1, and
That
that's in
jingle means
2009.
that you've broken
Okay.
all the bases and Scarlet has appeared. Don't worry, we're now going to the boss, so this level is almost over.
So, onwards and upwards.
You wanted to see me? I knew you'd come.
Sure.
Feel free to stop by anytime you want. I'll be waiting.
Goodbye, nurse.
Okay, see it. I was just looking up Liberation Maiden's price on the 3DS eShop. It's $7. Actually, not that bad a price. It's £7.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
all of Level 5's eShop Guild games are pretty. The Level 5 keeps putting them on sale.
Alright, we just have to beat these mooks with special moves because, again, we are power up our katana.
I also recommend that Weapon Shop Domase. That's an incredibly creative idea. It's a game where you're literally playing as a weapon shopkeeper, and the writing is hilarious.
What platform's that on?
3DS eShop. Again, it's from the same guild series, the same series that Liberation Maiden is from.
Alright, could you type it in on Skype so I can type in the name?
Oh, that's okay. Just. Are you on the eShop or on the internet, or?
I'm on the eShop now.
Just type in on the search engine "weapon shop" and it should show up.
Just a job.
Okay.
Alright, cutscene. Well, after the loading screen, of course.
So, I've forgotten. When we do the Devil May Cry games, who's doing what? I mean, I definitely know.
Job, I think, said he wants to do 3 or something.
4 as well. Theo,
Well,
is there anything you...
I can do 2. I think.
Which is
I might-
again, I've got 3 of
Also,
the games
you're
on
cutting
PS2.
your nails in the wrong way.
What are you doing?
I've got 1, 2, and 3 on PS2. Could I do at least one?
I thought you just wanted the reboot.
What the fuck is it, Res?
Oh.
Well, maybe I can do one of the games to dip into the original series, give that a shot.
No, I actually don't like it. But even Mondo says he's not. Will say he's not. He doesn't like it.
You seriously
Yeah.
plan to conquer the world like that?
Yeah. Oh boy, the tabloids would be all over you.
Yeah,
There's one can kill you last.
I'm imagining now if this guy were in the DMC reboot, Bob Barber's would have a field day with him.
Why not? We can become kings and rule the earth.
Okay, we should mention apparently Suda51 was only a writer for this game.
Conquering the world is so overrated. Plus, it's way out of
And
scale.
besides,
if you go that route, we'll get tons of
Yeah.
complaints from the gamers. Isn't this supposed
yeah,
to be
we're
an
just
action
on the
game?
second official level. Come on, guy.
And there's no alternative to crossing swords.
Afraid not. It's all
Yep.
for the sake of the game.
Okay, now he's breaking the fourth. This guy was inspired by Deadpool apparently.
Well,
Eh?
it's just Suda kind of fucking with us.
Yeah.
Okay, cat burglar, open your eyes. It's time to die.
Did he ever say Killer is dead in the actual game?
Yeah, I remember. Dibs, it's Mondo's catchphrase for when he starts every single mission, with no reason whatsoever. He just says the job to Killer is dead.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
Of a diet.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
I know because I
I'm just
must
saying
know. This is my purpose.
There's more to this guy than we know. But for now, let's not spoil anything.
I can see the
And I can see your terrible outfit.
Please don't flash me.
The job
There you go, Dibs.
killer is dead.
Roll credits.
Ding.
Wow. On to... Oh, wait, hold on. Loading.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Loading screens appears sometimes when you don't really want them to, but it's not always a big deal.
Okay,
and
now
yes,
here we
you're seriously
are.
gonna fight us with that. Like, what the fuck, man?
My arm's on fire. Ah!
And to be honest, it can be really easy, but if you time dodge his sword slash, you can use the whole time stopping move and slashing me repeatedly. So the thing is, this boss has multiple phases already,
Yeah.
and he can stun you like that.
Ow.
Oh.
Ow, 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 ow.
You go into a clash, as you will see. There you go, and you have to mash.
Form isn't bad.
Well, I'm still a
Ow.
There are no rules in execution.
Oh, come on, that's cheating.
You've just never met me before.
Well, on guard then.
Die!
One thing is that up until a certain point you cannot heal your life points. So in boss fights like this you have to be careful in what you lose. However, one thing that thankfully, a bit unlucky, but I didn't show because it never happened. If you die and get a game over, you can have continues, and that consists in Mondo's sidekick basically jumping on his corpse and reviving by basically tapping on his heart while being hysteric. However, I never actually died in this playthrough, so I didn't show that. However, we're already almost done with this. This boss is really easy when you time your dodges. There you go.
Come on, fall apart.
What was that for?
Lime O'Brien is not impressed with you, Mondo.
Don't tell me.
You need blood. Gather more blood.
Blood?
And here's another thing. Let's just say that Mondo's right arm sometimes does whatever the fuck it wants.
Can't you feel the hunger in your left arm?
So it's like... oh, I shouldn't mention that, spoilers.
Yeah, this is one of the comparisons I meant when I was making the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Not so much the arm going out of control, but how he does need a fuel source which he can get from enemies.
Well, that's not the point. He practically had the guy basically cornered. If our left arm didn't start going apeshit, he could have easily killed him. However, that basically allowed the target to escape, so we kind of failed the mission.
Blast.
However, don't worry, we'll get back to him sometime later in the future.
Of course, who
Sorry,
wouldn't
I
miss
guess-
that psychotic little grin of his?
So I guess we're having that kiss for now.
Yep, has got to be, postponed.
Ultimately let the target slip out of our sights. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It was my own weakness that caused this blunder.
Yeah, sure it was.
I don't know how to make it up to you.
I can wait. However long. it
Okay, well.
What if you die in that time?
Well, then,
takes, so mean
that throws a wrench into things. But she's patient.
to whence I can return.
Then,
Way now! Oh, shut up.
Ugh.
Thank you very much.
In fact, why can't this girl be our sidekick now?
Well, she's a bit bland, to be honest.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
that than...
Well, I can see your point, but she's still bland. Well, we're still getting paid.
Nice.
Okay.
As long as we're getting
Yeah, one
paid.
thing. Huh?
As long as we're getting paid, everything's cool.
Yeah, one thing that I always loved is that the complete result, the completionist result, is basically your paycheck.
Yep.
Hey, well, it's not that bad, so there you go.
Well, on to the next part then.
Alright. In the next episode, we're gonna have a bit of a trip because we're going to start getting even a bit messier than usual.
Alright, see you then.
See you for episode 5.
See it.
See ya.